This is my second of the 5 new technologies. The one that I chose to present this time is Canva, which would be intended for students as it has a lot of graphic design potential without having those graphic design programs such as Photoshop or InDesign. And it makes it much simpler than trying to create your own through different Word documents such as Microsoft Word or Google Docs. I have used this to create a lot of agendas that we use. They're just more visually appealing for our professional development days, but they're also great for students, as you can come up here and create a design. When you click there, it's going to give you a lot of different pre-made templates, forms that make creation a lot simpler, or the students can also choose to create their own. What I like about it is that it would allow students to create a Twitter post. If you're learning about history, you could have the students create a Twitter post as if Twitter were around 50 years ago. What is something that they would say? Some way to extend a project and incorporate some technology into different areas where generally we wouldn't think of incorporating technology. One other thing that's going to be particularly beneficial for Module 18 is the pre-formed infographics that are down here. However, when the students click on a project or a template, it will go ahead and open it up, and it gives them a lot of suggestions. It shows them some of the things that are already in it, but also different elements that they can add to their project as well. So when they click on the one that they would like, then they have the option to come over here to the different elements and they can edit those. So they can change the text to whatever they would like, leave their name, even put a hashtag down at the bottom. If they need a different image, if they're studying wars, they can search for war, and it gives options of both photos and illustrations. It will give everything all together as the default, and obviously most of us are going to want the free, but there are some options for paid materials as well, which are clearly identified there. If you require specifically stock photos for your project, then you can click photos, or students also have the options to go to illustrations. If the students are feeling particularly creative, they can also alter the text. At the top, there are just some general options for basic headings or the body of the text, but down at the bottom, it gives general pairings that kind of look nice together. So they can select those. The only problem is that it keeps them all grouped together, so all of your items have to fit in that range. When you go to edit it, it's going to edit them grouped and maintaining their scale. That can be frustrating for students. So if they would like to look at some of the texts options that are used, some of the fonts, then they can come over and create their own so that they aren't grouped together. Or you can come up here and ask it to ungroup the items and give them more options for moving around and creating the scale that they would like. It also gives the option of changing the color palettes and some different pre-created designs over here as well, if the students would like to go that route instead of using what's already created in the template. The best feature is if the students can go out and find specifically from Google or from another source a photo that they would like or different material that they would like to incorporate, then they can also upload their own from the computer here. To simplify it, the program now autosave, so it shows you that all of your changes are up to date. It gives you a few options for resizing, but those are for the paid subscriptions. And then, of course, the most important undo button. When the students are all done with their design, and they like the way that it is created, then they can come up to the top and share that out as well. By unclicking, it's going to give the share option. And they can share it directly to another student if they would like to collaborate on that, or they can get the link to send directly to someone so that they aren't able to edit it. Then to download, you simply click up the download and select the file format. Canva meets the ISTE standards of S4c, which is to select and use digital tools to plan and manage a design process that considers design constraints and calculated risks, as well as S1c, which states to use technology to seek feedback that informs and improves their practice and to demonstrate their learning in a variety of ways.